I used to be allowed to fly to the grocery store anytime I want, but now getting a dozen eggs means breaking a dozen rules. For the last 10 years, I've been building the world's smallest flying car simply because I wanted to make something that anybody can fly without a license. The goal has always been to see if this can replace my car, but last time I tried doing that, the United States government stopped me and said their plan is to buy one, take it apart, steal the design, then start building them. They said nothing can stop them, and because of that, I spent 5 years getting patents.
Now I'm back for round 2, but we've got a new problem.
They decided that what I created is the same thing as an ultralight vehicle. Those were invented 50 years ago, and I'm pretty sure I do not look like an airplane, but it gets worse in other countries. Canada thinks I'm a helicopter and said I need to get a pilot's license. Everyone is confused about all of this new technology, and that is a problem because helicopters and aircrafts have really strict laws that you have to follow even in your own backyard. To make sure I don't break any of those laws, they watch all of these videos, so before we can go anywhere,
can I ask a question? We all grew up thinking that in the future, people are flying everywhere, so to get ready for that, I spent 10 years building this aircraft. But when you actually try flying anywhere today, a trip to the grocery store can quickly turn into 3 days of problems. After all these years, it feels like this technology is finally here, but none of us are allowed to actually use it. So today I'm flying from my house to the grocery store to find out if this can actually replace driving. But if I can't do something simple like this, then maybe flying cars don't have a future.
That was a test flight to check for problems, and it looks like we just found one. This morning I was teaching flight lessons to David Dobrik, so the SkySurfer is in bad condition. I have no idea where this bolt came from, but since one of them was loose, we have to check everything. This will be the longest flight I've ever done, so I'm burning through batteries and fixing problems until I can get through one without any issues. Turns out 4 hours of this is enough to fix every problem and blow your floor off the ground.
I hit the gas way too hard out the door. I guess I was too excited.
The entire floor. So the whole floor.
Okay, everyone grab some glue. But finally, after a day, we are on our way.
Alright guys, it looks like we are hitting our first obstacle on our way to the store out here in the real world.
Look at how this guy is frozen. Every road I fly down turns into a parking lot.
I know someone's writing a comment telling me to fly over him, but that's against the law.
Which makes me responsible for more traffic delays than anything else in this city.
Uh-oh, check it out. Down there is possibly the biggest threat. That fence is the only thing keeping these things from destroying every propeller on this aircraft.
I've had at least 30 propellers get cracked seconds after landing.
Guys, I've got a long ways to go and I'm losing battery power. I'll see you guys later.
No matter where you are, those things appear out of nowhere and just kick them.
Over the next mile, I flew over some traffic cones.
Luckily up in the sky, we don't have to worry about that stuff.
We started at the top of a mountain and are pretty much just going down. The grocery store is about 4 miles away at the bottom. I definitely have to use up some battery power checking out these awesome views up here.
I'll fly out there if this video gets 10 likes.
But shortly after this, I got derailed.
Looks like he needs help.
Now, I've been testing the SkySurfer aircraft for years, but I've never had the chance to use it for problems in real life. Seeing this guy on the side of the road felt like I just made it to level 2, so I accepted the mission. The gas station is a mile away, so assuming this won't burn too much battery power, I'm already starting to think about how pulling into the gas station might be another problem. We need to clear the roof, find a pump on the outside so that we have extra space, and not hit anything on the way down.
Once everyone starts trading in their cars to fly around on the SkySurfer, people are going to be hitting everything up here. Turns out this helmet doesn't let me see anything above me, so let's just say I've already got some crazy footage for the next video. I'm not sure if these pumps in California actually let you fill up water bottles.
Just when I think we are finally getting out of here, now we have a gas station worker who clearly has never dealt with an aircraft at Pump 7. What? Turns out gas stations don't allow cameras, and since I have 3 mounted on me, he must be really mad.
This guy hasn't looked at the aircraft once, so I'm not even sure if he sees it.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's walk it then. Thank you, man.
So let's go for a walk with these NPCs that always appear out of nowhere.
The only thing I care about is getting to that grocery store. I think I might have an issue with battery power though.
If you ever get a feeling like that, stop and listen to it. I thought I could at least make it to the grocery store and then just have someone pick me up. In this moment, there's nothing that could stop me from trying to get to this grocery store at all costs. The good news is now I can show you guys exactly what happens when your batteries die while you're flying.
Main battery low.
That is the first low battery alarm yelling at me that I have 10 minutes to turn around and get home, but today we are not landing.
Critical main battery.
10 minutes later and we are now in the critical danger zone. These high power batteries are now a fire risk if we keep pulling power. I'm burning the electricity of 8 houses right now just to stay up. I can feel the SkySurfer fighting back. It sees me ignoring the alarms and now it's taking the controls from me. My battery voltage is so low that I'm causing permanent damage damage, so the aircraft is actively fighting to force us near the ground so it can start killing motors. After 2 motors die, it's down to one final option. Either I land or the SkySurfer aircraft will sacrifice itself to keep me in the air for its final seconds.
If you ignore all those alarms, then this is what you get. I'm not allowed to just swap out my batteries and keep going because flying at night is against the law. So start at sunrise, forget the kids, help nobody, no side quests, and stay on track. Today I'm not messing around. This car is going to follow me and his only job is to make sure I get to that grocery store no matter what. If we ignore everything else, our biggest fight out here is traffic. It's against the law to fly over it, so to avoid cars as much as possible, I'm flying through private neighborhoods. The streets are small, which means less chaos, but more obstacles.
What is this guy doing?
He thinks I'll fly over him, but I'm not allowed to do that either, which is making this one of the worst situations I've ever been in. I can't go left or right because we have people and trees. Going up isn't an option either because we have street lights hanging over the road, and with this helmet I can't really see what's going on up there. But at the same time, I'm trying to fly as high as possible.
This is the first time rocks are hitting me so hard that it's painful. I can feel it through my clothes. I'm trying to get out of here and turn left. The grocery store is right across the street, but this car is blocking me.
Crazy stuff like this has been happening all day.
That's the third person to pull up and say they were driving around looking for me.
So I'm starting to realize we're being followed. So my plan is to fly down this empty road, and when I turn around, if it's full of cars and people, we have a problem.
Somewhere on social media, people must be talking about a guy flying around.
Instead of bringing all this chaos to the store, I'm stopping to try and leave it here.
That's awesome. Everyone's so excited.
Flying away isn't an option anyways. The roads are completely blocked by cars.
I'm pretty nervous right now about the final boss on the other side of the street, so probably just delaying. The past 2 days were just a warm-up for this grocery store, and I can't believe we're finally here.
This is only a success if I get those groceries in my hand, and since it's chaos up here, I'm connecting you guys to my helmet so you can hear and see everything with me live.
I'm pulling into the grocery store, and this alarm is screaming about birds flying around, but we've got bigger problems to deal with.
5 meters.
The real danger are those leaves in my landing zone, so I'm flying way higher than I should be. If I vacuum them up, then we're going down. Everyone within a mile can hear this landing, so we need to get out of here fast.
Flight mode land.
Here comes the craziest part.
Landing.
This whole parking lot just froze until I fly away. It's pure silence. I even scared all the birds away. And locked.
Disabled.
I guess I'll keep the helmet on since you guys are up there. I'm just trying to get my groceries, but all of this makes me feel like I'm turning into a supervillain with the power to freeze time.
Functions inactivity.
Yep. Thanks, man.
For 10 years, I thought the hard part was building this machine, but after spending these last few days trying to fit it into normal, everyday life, I'm starting to realize that the real challenge will be getting people to accept it and find a way to make it fit inside this world we already live in. I'm on a mission to create a future for personal flight vehicles. Thank you guys for making all of this possible by following along for the journey. 6 models are available now at SkySurferAircraft.com.